You've probably read books like The 4-Hour Workweek, The E-Myth. You've probably read books like The 4-Hour Workweek, The E-Myth, maybe even Work the System. Most likely you're excited to get started with systemizing your business. The big question though is, where the heck do you start? My name is Tim Francis, founder of ProfitFactory.com, and in this video I'm going to give you 3 super handy tips to help you get started with systemizing your business. I'm going to give you a great rule of thumb that you can use when deciding what systems to start with. I'll give you the best starting place of all, and I'll also tell you exactly how you can get started without spending a fortune. Most business owners get really excited with the big picture idea of, hey, I'm going to systemize my business. And I have to tell you that the absolute best place to start isn't about building something big and crazy and new that you've never seen before. It's actually about looking inside of your own current business. And it's not about raising $1 bajillion to then hire a whole new crew of people. It's actually just about taking the money and time and energy that you have right now and just rearranging it a little bit different. Now, maybe that's not big and exciting and sexy and thrilling, but let me tell you, you stick with this process and you will see a snowball effect that gets very exciting very quickly. The key here is really to be aware of the 80-20 rule and how it applies to the tasks that you're doing. You've probably already heard of the 80-20 rule before, also known as the Pareto principle. And it simply says that there's very few things that you do in your business that make a really big difference, and the rest is not as consequential. So basically, there's a few tasks in your business that when you do them are $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, maybe $5,000 or $10,000 an hour type tasks. Oftentimes that's related to leadership, arranging a team, right? Maybe it's related to marketing and sales to bring in more people. Maybe it's about being strategic and picking what systems you're going to build next. Up until now in your business, you've probably been doing a whole bunch of other tasks. You've been actually on the front lines and answering phones and responding to a ton of email. And all of that work, unfortunately, is not top 20% type work. If you were to take all of the tasks in your business, and that is the 100% of tasks that you do, and if you were to rank them all from highest value task to lowest value task, you would see that there really is an 80-20 inside of what you do on any given day, week, or month. So really, when it comes to systemizing your business, it's all about removing yourself from the bottom 80% of tasks and finding ways to either just eliminate those tasks, to find computers or systems like automation to take that over, or to hire VAs or team members or contractors and have them delegate the work to them in that way. In my own business, an example is the very first procedure that we put together was to upload podcast episodes to iTunes. And the top 20% part of that task was me actually doing, picking the topic, saying the episode into the recorder. And then from there, it was up to me to hand it off to my assistant and to have her take care of the actual upload of putting in all the keywords of that kind of work. And that was more appropriate. Now, 100% of tasks are needed to get most things done. It's just not appropriate for you to do the bottom 80% part of it. So the very best place for you to start is inside of your own business with what you've got going on right now, establishing the 80-20 curve of your tasks and finding ways for you to pass off or just not do the bottom 80% so that you can focus more on the top 20. Now, the way that you can get this started without spending a fortune is by making small commitments. You don't need a full-time VA working 160 hours a week and costing you $10,000 for every few months. You don't need to start there. You can start just by hiring a contractor to do one project for you. You can also hire a virtual assistant for just 5 hours a week and just get started there. And that's exactly how I started, and since then it's just grown. Then my virtual assistant started working 10 hours a week. I started bringing in more contractors to handle different projects, and that really made a huge, huge difference. Now, a rule of thumb that I really encourage you to think about is what tasks can you get done for less than $50 per hour? You would be amazed online the number of people who are willing to work for $50 an hour to do everything from Infusionsoft programming to video editing to anything under the sun. And if you use that as a strict rule of thumb, you'll quickly find yourself getting tasks off your plate and off to other people, and you can focus on the top 20%. My name is Tim Francis. I encourage you to do a few things if you like what you learned here today. First of all is to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. I also encourage you to head over to profitfactory.com and get a copy of our free crash course. There's tons of useful shortcuts to help you systemize your virtual business as quickly as possible. See you in the next video. Yeah, using halogen lights, we literally had a fire on stage during one of our shows, and I was like in the middle of a song, and the guys didn't see it, but I did, and I was like, oh my god, like there's like actual flame like on stage. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy, right? So yeah, we ended up throwing like a beer on it or something to extinguish it and save the day. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's great.